Hi everyone, happy Sukkot. Sorry about the other video that got called off. As you see, I haven't got any idea. I can't, what's happening. I can't see anything. I don't know where my battery's running. So I'll just shut up and get as much as I can from this. Okay, I finally come to the place I found where it speaks of in the English Bible, in the Apocrypha, in 2nd Esdras 5:6, which starts to prophesy about Donald Trump being the Messiah, Ben David, come to save the world, in the role of conquering king. I'll give you more on that later, but basically it's where it says here, trees will drip blood, okay. Stones will speak, nations will be in confusion, and the courses of the stars will be changed. A king, unwelcome to the inhabitants of the earth, will succeed to the throne. We know who that is, don't we? Even the birds will all fly away, the Dead Sea will cast up fish. Okay, so I believe that that's where we're at, and even though my last video was cut short, I left all the links, so you have a look at it yourself. I wanted to remind you of the dream I had in 2008, because 2 days afterwards, so the 28 was when I was at a big campaign where Barack Obama was the rest to address the crowd. This was on a full moon, and this it prophesied him being he was Muhammad. He was I don't know what it's called, and homosexual, and having all these orgies right into the night. So you must be under a rock if you haven't heard that all that has come true. And that was when, he was pretending he was the lovely little, Christian guy. And many of you also will know, and this is just to encourage you all, to trust your dreams and to understand that we are all one, that we are part of a consciousness. And when you understand that we all have this part to play. So all the dreams that I've had about Michelle, getting ready to take to the stage, and other ones where they're putting on a tacky tiara on her head. So even Roger Stone is coming out now, and others saying that they're definitely going to make her run, in the place of Biden. Well, the good news is, remember my dream, and so this is prophecy, and you can hold me to it if it's wrong, but in my dream, I saw her lying on a big white fat bed with all the pillows, and thinking she was just the thing, and I just came in and I shouted at her, and she got such a shock that she fell out of the bed. And that's what's going to happen if you play your part. We shout her out, because I so believe that something hugely spiritual is happening. And just as I've shown you my ark, that I saw that morphed into an ark, which you can see on my channel, and all it was this star, and it morphed into an ark. But this ark that we are in now is going to be a spiritual ark, and that ark, the only way you get on that ark is to be a truth teller. Okay, I'll try and hold myself now, but what's about to happen? So this was in 2008, and on 20th of October 2008, there was I dreamt about, oh gosh, it was also that was the night, last night while watching the news, we saw an item on UFOs. England has released its secret records. This is actual diary here. It's, so this is when, and then I also had this dream of the two fans, and I believe that is what we're talking about, and that's what those links, the link with the word ejector, that all these remote viewers are seeing, and that the links I showed you for the Cliff High videos, that was on Alex, who, BANNED .video, and also which also lines up with this warning system that is meant to be happening on the 4th of October, where they're going to be sending this message worldwide, and you're to turn off your all your devices. Otherwise, through that messaging, through that signal, that energy that they're going to send through, anybody who's had the is going to be activated. Who knows what's going to happen. I don't know. I don't want to get into that too much. I want to just be positive. And so this is what I believe is going to happen. The second eruption, okay, so second eruption, I think, is referring to, see the fans? So the fan is I believe, speaking of the sickle judgment and Revelation. So it says there, where was it? October the 20th. Dreamt last night that I was in a resort type place with a lot of history. It had been a place of a major volcanic eruption. I noticed a design of double fans were prominent on the hotel fittings. Then I saw the same design appear in the sky. I knew straight away it was an omen and ran hard to get my camera, but it was gone before I could get a photo of it. I asked if the double fans had been seen before the first eruption, and they had. I tried to ring the newspaper but had trouble getting the number, and I was getting more panicky. I think I was getting ready to climb into a small room. Okay, so that's very prophetic. That's where I believe we're at, okay? And that is what they're talking about, ejector. And it coincided, if you look up the links on my last video, and I'll put them on here as well, it also coincided with that, with this and my days of darkness, the 3 days of darkness, where whatever is out in the sky is going to be so toxic, so whatever, that you can't even look out the window. Okay, so I probably won't get time to show you why I believe that, when I found, and that's why I've got this painting up. So this is to do with the Catholic nun who way back in the 1800s, who I'm believing, if you take looks into consideration, and also that she had a vision, where she saw Jesus, and this, his these rays coming out of her heart, out of his heart, to represent his mercy. So that was, what was her name? Sister, whatever. I'll try and find it. But it's all together, okay? So, because it also comes down to my position. This is when I was born, and this is to do with the witches who have been cursing Trump every time the moon is at that position. And so that was why I was killed on the solstice, because as Trump's spiritual wife and Ivanka's mother, and I'm part of that family, so they all the witches worldwide. And it wasn't until after I was pronounced dead by an American doctor, Dr. Paul, that Dennis, my husband, told me that this had been happening. And so I actually found a video of it on the BBC, which I'll link to you today, to show you that these people have actually been doing this, and they've been committed to do it worldwide every month that the moon is in that position, because that position, that sort of represents, all the end of the wisdom before the new month comes, okay? Before the new time, and that's where we're at, Sukkot. So here we are. So now I'm going to show you where it says here, trees will drip blood, and that's why I've got this woman singing, because it's all about Russia. It's all about what's happening in Russia and what they went through, and how they are now trying to save us from the very Zionism, these same fake JEWs who have been controlling and destroying the world. Okay, so hopefully I can put it there. I don't really want to read. I suppose I have to. Can you see that? I've got these. Okay, I've got these markers on my television, so hopefully I can get it in. Okay, there it is. Zionism is a political program for the conquest of the world. Zionism destroyed Russia by violence as a warning to other nations. It is destroying the United States through bankruptcy, as Lenin advised. Zionism wants another world war, if necessary, to enslave our people. Our manpower is scattered over the world, will be destroyed from within, or will we wake up in time to prevent it? Henry H. Klein, pretty Jewish to me. And you remember what your wonderful president said? There is a plot in this country to enslave every man, woman and child. Before I leave this high and noble office, I intend to expose this plot. And you know what happened to him, don't you? His name was President John F. Kennedy.
To enslave the people. Our manpower.
Okay, so I won't let you listen. Okay.
Is scattered over the world. Corpses were butchered and human flesh were being cooked and eaten. Several bodies were found with their liver, breasts, calves, heart, and lungs removed.
People were fighting for survival. We have many accounts. I wonder why it's doing that. The Treaty of Versailles. You know, so you find out about that.
In January 1919, the victors met at the Paris Peace Conference to financially crush Germany and determine the new borders of the defeated nation. Germany was not even invited and would not have any say in the final decision.
Okay, so that also, there you go. Hopefully you're getting all this. I don't know what's going on, but it will. Here it is.
В чем же мы виноваты? Что так все случилось? И кто за это ответит?
I believe this is the time when those who were. Here we go. Okay, let you read that. Okay, this is it here.
Мясо в тряпках висит. Человечье мясо резали и привязывали.
Okay, there's the trees. Butchered human meat. Okay, hang on. You know. Now that's real sorrow.
The most infamous of these camps was the desolate island in the Siberian River, Nazino, as known as Cannibal Island. On this island, the inhabitants underwent torture by starvation to the point that they ate each other and survived out of sheer desperation. Almost immediately, the newcomers to the islands were attacked and eaten. Corpses were butchered and human flesh were being cooked and eaten. Several bodies were found with their liver, breasts, calves, heart, and lungs removed.
Вот здесь и людоедство, здесь и все открылось. Потому что каждый хотел спастись любыми путями. Не все люди вот были такие, что могли спокойно, поэтому и
Of the ways in which people would cut up the bodies of what they ate, like breasts, the calves, etc. Lots of stories mention that people would wait by the dying to eat them, to manage to get a piece of flesh. They ate it without thinking. They didn't even consider whether the person had been sick. They just wanted a little meat to tide them over to the next day. 1921, messengers representing starving European peasants asked Trotsky for help. He said this, "You are starving? This is not famine yet. When your women start eating their children, then you may come and say we are starving." All fake Jews.
Едешь мимо острова.
When you passed the island, you could see meat wrapped in rags,
Человечье мясо
butchered
резали и
human
резали.
meat hanging from the trees. It was a real hunt, especially for the young woman. They'd catch them and cut off the tenderest pieces to be cooked and eaten. It was terrible. It lasted all summer long. There's the woman hanging from the trees. So that's that prophecy fulfilled. Bless them, O Lord. This is Iris Dement singing for Russia, the poetry of Anna Akhmatova, when she was describing what she was going through in Russia when all this was happening. And she says, "Bless them, O Lord." So, you know, there's heaps of this. You can find this on The Great Awakening, and this is what it's all about, the colour revolution. What else did I want to show? I'm just trying now to show you the this curse, you know, so you know. So for those of you who don't know how to protect yourself, there's a prayer I say, which is I surround myself with I sign myself with the sign of the cross. I cover myself with the precious blood of Jesus. I surround myself with the light from the cross, and I say this day that nothing shall get through to hurt me or harm me in the name of my Lord Jesus Christ. So sorry, I've probably missed. I won't be able to find myself again. So here she is. Okay, I'll just. Hard to believe, isn't it? This person thinks she's a good one, but they hate him so much that they can't even say his name.
Ah, here we go. Here is a picture of. I don't say his name. Some of you don't say his name. Oh, 1 minute and counting. Okay, this is the orange guy that this ceremony is.
The orange guy.
There he is. All right, I believe it's time to begin. Here you go. I believe demons like to have this ceremony because then they can start fresh and new. Just like a tree doesn't
How that demons can start fresh and new.
cry over losing its leaf. The devil, Satan, always gets another, or thinks he can, so
I
you're
can't
fired, you're fired, you're fired. Ha, 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 ha.
see. Okay. I'm not going to let you watch the rest because, you know, it's serious stuff what she's doing. So you can just look that up, you know, and I'll leave the link to it, and hopefully I can finish this off. But on my video that I showed you of it's really hopeless, isn't it? Can I see you? Can I see? I don't know where I am. Really appreciate. This is the great thing. I want to, you know, this is what happened, you know, that
The group doing as they were told.
even though
Trying to get as much of their message out as they can. Caused some disrupt, keep the peace. Police were out in force.
even though I wasn't able to be at this march, I woke up in Daisy in our motorhome, and after dreaming that I had been singing God of nations, at thy feet, in the bonds of love we meet. Hear our voices, we entreat. God, defend New Zealand, our free land. And after I had seen, watched, heard a whole group of Maori singing in Maori, you know, and this is exactly what happened in this march. And so I knew, even though I wasn't there spiritually, something was happening in the heavens, and I honestly believe that. And I know that, you know, that's why I'm talking to you. And so just hopefully to encourage you to know that you can do something, even though you might not think you're doing something, you know, just for you to know that these curses are real, and what they do is absolutely, you know, for real. That the demons, you know, they know, you know. And if any of you know, you know, that they've actually now in Ukraine, you know, that they're getting that, you know, that witch, you know, wanting her to be an ambassador for Zelensky. So, you know, that what's her name? Abramovich, Marina Abramovich, you know, the one that does all the witchcraft, you know, the artwork with the blood against the wall and all the rest of it. So I'm just going to take you right back to the one that I did before Jacinda was even elected, and just to show you how real it was, and that she was running her ad at this mass in St Luke's Church in England. At the start of her her campaign. So here it is here, Jacinda's. Okay, so now I will leave the links, so please forgive me. I tried to put some markers on there. Oh, where are you? I tried to put some markers on so that I could see it. Just give me a minute. Okay, just give me a second.
John Kerry.
Oh, I can't see a blooming thing again.
It's just death, the death that's coming.
Oh, gosh. Okay, look.
They can't wait.
This is amazing, isn't it?
Time on earth. And,
maybe it's just
when the
time
bride
for me.
of Christ is taken away and Satan has his short time. Here it is. All through this, we can't afford to wait. It's time. Party vote, Labour. That's Jacinda Ardern, and that her name means she knows. And this is all part of the feminist agenda. Now that's initiation rite that the Masons all go through. Says this is a picture of a Masonic initiation candidate. Following ritual, his left breast and left leg are exposed while wearing a noose around his neck.
And I would also remind you of another video that I did.
So I'm going to later on finish off this video with the pictures that I've done, the paintings of the Queen of Heaven, because this is all about the...
Okay, also the video which you only find on Rumble, and that was actual footage of at the Freedom March, where I filmed a cop pulling this guy out of a car after and releasing this grot from his neck. So that also refers to that ritual that's going on there. So I am so sorry, guys. Have sympathy with me. Leave a comment, please. Have mercy upon me. And yeah, I can't carry on like this. I've got to end. I really believe that something huge, oh, hang on, is about to happen though. And yeah. Get into the ark of truth, okay? Jesus loves you, and it's time for his return, and Trump's also, I believe, but it could be a pretty dark time just before it all comes to pass. Bye-bye.